Hey YouTube, this is Blackbeard Jones. Today, I'm going to walk you through creating a character on D&D Beyond. First, I want to go over your account. You'll have to go to D&D Beyond, of course, and make an account. And in the account, you'll have an option of subscriptions. There's 3 tiers of subscriptions, as you can see here. The free tier, hero tier, and master tier. The major difference between the two is the free tier, you only get 6 characters, where the hero tier and the master tier, you have an unlimited amount. You can feel free to go through here, look at the different options, see which one's best for you. Today I'm going to assume that you have a free tier subscription. Once you've made your account, you get logged in. You're going to go back to the home page here and collections and click on my characters. Over here you'll see the button that says create a character. Of course this is on PC, but you can do the same thing on the phone. The mobile version of the site is very good. So click create a character now. You got 3 options here: standard, quick build, and randomize. Standard is what we're going to use today. Quick build, as it says, just creates a first level character using recommended starting options. And randomize will quickly randomize you a character with a few different choices of yours. And that's really good for a DM that needs that NPC standard up, or if you're just going to pop into a game real fast and you don't have anything written yet. But we're going to click on standard today. Alright, on this first screen, you'll see a lot of different options, and of course a lot of this may not make much sense to you if this is your first time ever doing this. With these options, you'll want to talk to your DM. They'll have different preferences for you, but which content they say is okay to have, which content they don't want. So I'm going to click off of all the extra content. That way we have closer to the amount of basic rules, stuff that a free account will have. Down here you'll see advancement type. That's going to be milestone or XP. I'm going to leave that on milestone for now. This is definitely one of those things that you'll want your DM to approve, whether they be milestone or XP here. Your hit point type here is set at fixed. That is, it'll take the average of every level, so you don't have to actually roll or put anything in by yourself. The average would be half of whatever your hit dice is, plus 1. For instance, if you had a D8 hit dice, half of that's 4, plus 1 is 5. This would assume 5 for every level. Or you can put in manual. Manual gives you the option to roll your hit points, or any other variation that your DM may use. So we'll leave it on fixed for now. If your DM allows feats and multiclassing, you can leave this on here. Level scaled spells. This will be much more interesting for those of you that want to be spellcasters. This shows each one of these spells that can level up as their leveled up options. I know that may not make a lot of sense to you right now, but it will whenever I go over making specific types of characters. We're going to use encumbrance. The other option, of course, is no encumbrance and variant encumbrance. We're going to use it, but we're going to ignore coin weight. I like my modifiers to be on top, and I'm going to leave it on public. Alright, so we're done with these settings. You can also go ahead and name your character if you have a name right now, or you can randomize. Idanis Marithne Salamis. Let's go with Salamis. Next, you see I have a lot of races here to choose from, and this is just the basic information that I have. Of course, this is all the different things that I've already bought. But today, let's make a Dragonborn. Whenever you click on one of the races, it'll pop up this information page here. If you need more information than that, you can click on where it says details page right here. But right here will give you the basic information of each one of the races. If you weren't sure, let's say I changed my mind. I don't want a Dragonborn. I want to make a gnome, but there's subraces to the gnome. The deep gnome, forest gnome, and the rock gnome. I specifically want to make a forest gnome, so I'll choose this race. And of course you can go back in and change it at any time by just clicking this button right here. You'll notice here, this is the abilities of your race: dark vision, gnome cunning, natural illusionist, speak with small beasts. If you have any questions about any of these, just click on the plus button, and there you go. You've got all your information. Alright, once you've got your race selected, click to the next tab. Here we choose our class. So a gnome. A gnome what, though? I think I want to make my gnome a fighter, something different. Again, just like the races, once you click on your class, you have all the information. It tells you your hit dice, primary abilities, to help you understand which ability scores will be better, the saves that you're proficient in, and all the information that you get at each level, such as action surge at 2nd level, choose a martial archetype at 3rd level, and so on. So let's click Add Class. I can set my level to whatever my DM says we're starting at. I'll just leave them at 1 for now. Notice these are highlighted in blue. When they're highlighted in blue, that means there's an option that you need to choose. For instance, I have a couple skills that I need to pick. So I'll pick Athletics and Survival for this guy. And my fighting style, I'll choose... I like the idea of a gnome great weapon fighter. So if there's no more blue highlights, that means that you've gotten all your choices here. Let's click to the next tab. Okay, abilities. This is where you're going to calculate your ability scores. There's a few different methods to do this. Of course, the most popular method would be probably rolling dice to figure out what it is. But for this, we're going to use a standard array. You can also use point by, and of course manual is where you'd put it in if you were rolling, or if maybe your DM uses a specific stat array of their own. So standard array is what we'll choose. You notice when we use standard array, we have options. Of course, we want our strength to be the highest. Dexterity, yeah, let's go 12. Need to have some hit points if we're going to be a fighter. Don't have to be the smartest though. And with wisdom and charisma set, we are done. Notice that it will put your racial bonuses wherever they are, where they needed to be. Intelligence, got a +2, now I have a 10 intelligence. So there's my ability scores, done. When you're ready, click the next tab. Description. This, you can change your name again. Well, now that we know that I'm a gnome, let's change that. Banpeen Lefrey. Sure. Let's find a picture for it too. I like this one. So we'll apply that picture. You can also, if you notice, you can choose a file for, go to Pinterest or wherever you'd like to find a picture of your own and put it in there as well. Here's where you're going to choose your background. There's lots of backgrounds for you to choose from, but since I'm just a fighter, let's just be a soldier. Each background will give you different things to get you started with. So, for instance, this one, I can pick a skill. I'm going to pick Nature. And I get to pick a tool proficiency, specifically a gaming set. Let's do 3 Dragon Ante. And I have military rank. This is where we're also going to be able to put in what our alignment is. Let's go with neutral good. Faith, if any. What lifestyle you pay for. Your physical characteristics. What hair color, skin color, eye color. Your height, weight, how old are you? What gender? Your personal characteristics. These will come from your background. So personality traits. You see here, I can randomize it. I enjoy being strong and I like breaking things. Alright. Ideals. Let's randomize that. Might. In life as in war, the stronger force wins. Oh, that's an evil one. Interesting. Now, these alignments don't really mean much of anything except for they may guide how you roleplay your character some. Bonds. Let's randomize this one. My honor is my life. That's going to be fun. And of course, your flaws. My hatred of my enemies is blind and unreasoning. This is going to be a pretty fun character to play, it seems. Now down here in your notes, notice there's a backstory tab. This is where you can put that nice backstory that you've typed up so that your DM can come back and reference it whenever they need to. You can come in here and put your allies, your enemies, different organizations that you might be part of, anything, and you can always edit these as you play. Alright. Once you've got all of this done, now we're going to go on to equipment. Notice you have a choice, equipment or gold. You can start your game with specific equipment or randomize some gold and buy all your own. We're going to start with the equipment. Well, he's a little guy, so let's just have him some leather armor, longbow, and some arrows. And he wants to carry one martial. It's a martial weapon and a shield. So let's just choose longsword. Even though we know he's a great weapon fighter, we'll have to get something later. This is 2 hand axes we'll be using. And an explorer's pack. Soldier starting equipment. Oh, we get to take, well, let's take a piece of banner. We can come up with some sort of a story to that. And a set of bone dice for the 3 Dragon Ante. He has a set of common clothes and a pouch containing 10 gold pieces. Make sure you click the red button here to add all the equipment. Now, if you'll open your inventory and scroll down, you'll notice that with the weapons and with the armor, you have to either wield or wear and actually click those so that they'll show up on your character. I'm not going to wear the shield because I'm going to be a great weapon fighter, so I'm going to wield my longsword in 2 hands. Once you've got all of your stuff equipped, you can click next, and there it is, view character sheet. You can also press this button here. So let's take a look at our character sheet, shall we? And here it is, Banpeen Levfree. We are a forest gnome fighter, level 1. Here's our ability scores. Our skills are here in the middle. These black dots mean that we are proficient. Proficient means that we can add our proficiency bonus, which is right here. Notice athletics is a strength skill. I have a +2 modifier. +2 from proficiency, so it's 4. That's how your skills are set out. Your passive skills are set right here. All your proficiencies in languages are right here. Over here on your character sheet, you'll see where all those weapons are that you equipped. So, if your DM says there's a fight breaking out, actions, as long as you're not a spellcaster, is pretty much where you're going to hang out at. Now, if you had any class features or racial features that you've forgotten, you can click over here in features and traits, go back over them. If you forgot something about it, like great weapon fighting, you can click it, and it'll pop up over here on the side. So you always have all your information right here. And of course, if you're using feats and you have any, here they are. You can also click here to manage feats. If your DM gives you a feat for some sort of reward or training in game, you can add those all right here. And your description, background, characteristics, appearance, all those things that you put up in. You see I didn't put things in for mine. Notes. Now here you notice with the notes, you don't have to go in to the character editor. You can go ahead and add any enemies right here. Bob the blacksmith is my enemy. You don't have to click save, it'll automatically save for you, and there you go. and any extras that you might want to put in here. So this is the generic character build. Pretty basic, but it'll get you there. In the future, I'll do character building for spellcasters, for wild-shaped druids, and other very specific things I'll go over. But for right now, this is Blackbeard Jones signing off.